The president says a Navy destroyer intercepted that sanctioned Iranian cargo ship trying to get through the U.S. blockade in the Gulf of Oman, just east of the Strait of Hormuz. He's
3:47 hours. Strait of Hormuz. The water is glass, black, oily, motionless. A crescent moon hangs over the Musandam Peninsula, and the only sound is the distant hum of a commercial tanker pushing through the world's most strategically vital choke point. 18 million barrels of oil flow through this narrow passage every single day. And tonight, something else is moving through it, something that shouldn't exist on any manifest. In 4 minutes, this stretch of water transforms into a kill box. 2 vessels, 47 crates, and a Marine Raider team that just realized this mission is no longer a simple interdiction. The clock is ticking. You're embedded with First Marine Raider Battalion, operating from the USS Bataan, an amphibious assault ship cruising in the Gulf of Oman. 26 Raiders. 2 CH-5 3K King Stallions on standby, a Navy SEAL element holding overwatch, and somewhere in the dark below, a Virginia-class submarine listening to every heartbeat in the strait. The intelligence came from a CENTCOM fusion cell 48 hours ago. A Russian-flagged general cargo vessel, the Volga Star, departed Astrakhan 11 days earlier, carrying what its bill of lading called agricultural machinery. Satellite imagery told a different story. Shahed-style airframe, Lancet loitering munitions, and a new generation of Russian-built one-way attack drones never before seen outside Russian inventories. The destination was clearer than the cargo, a transfer to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy at a remote anchorage just inside Iranian territorial waters. Imagine you're standing on that flight deck right now. The salt air, the red lights, the weight of the plate carrier pulling at your shoulders. This is the moment before everything changes. Tehran's calculation is cold and precise. The IRGC needs replenishment. Months of attritional strikes from Israeli and coalition forces have ground down their drone stockpiles. A direct flight is too visible. Land routes through Syria are compromised. But the sea, the ancient sea, still offers shadows. The plan is elegant on paper. The Volga Star meets an IRGC fast transport, the Shahid Nazeri, in international waters near Larak Island. Cargo transfers under cover of darkness. By sunrise, those drones are dispersed across 3 IRGC bases, ready for export to Proxies in Yemen, Iraq, and Lebanon. Moscow gets hard currency. Tehran gets its arsenal. The Proxies get fresh teeth. Everyone wins. They believe they've timed it perfectly. A moonless transfer window. Commercial traffic providing acoustic cover. A Russian flag offering diplomatic deniability. They've done this before, 3 times in the last year, by some estimates. Why would tonight be any different? But here's what they got wrong. A Boeing P-8A Poseidon, callsign Mad Fox 71, has been tracking the Volga Star since it cleared the Suez. Every course correction, every speed change, every ship-to-shore communication, cataloged, triangulated, decrypted. And 40 miles south of the rendezvous point, an MQ-4C Triton high-altitude drone is loitering at 55,000 feet, feeding real-time imagery to a joint operations center in Bahrain. They thought darkness was their ally. They forgot that the United States military fights in the dark better than anyone alive. 0351 hours. The Triton's synthetic aperture radar pings the Shahid Nazeri, leaving its berth at Bandar Abbas 12 minutes ahead of schedule. That deviation triggers an automated alert. Within 90 seconds, the Joint Operations Center in Manama lights up like a Christmas tree. Commander Diane Reyes, the watch officer, makes the call that changes the trajectory of the night. Execute. The order cascades. 2 MV, 2B Ospreys spool up on the Bataan. The Raider team boards in disciplined silence, 19 seconds from boots to harness. The lead pilot, a captain on his 3rd deployment, eases the tilt rotors into the night. Behind them, 2 AH-1Z Viper attack helicopters peel off the deck, their 20mm cannons hot, their AGM-114 Hellfires armed. Above, an F-35C Lightning II from the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group rolls into a high combat air patrol orbit. Its AN/APG-81 radar painting every surface contact within a 100-mile bubble. You're in that Osprey now, strapped in, helmet pressed against the bulkhead. The vibration runs up your spine, 12 minutes to target. The Raider next to you checks his magazine for the 3rd time. Not nervous. Ritual. 3 hours. The Volga Star and the Shahid Nazeri come alongside in international waters, 3 nautical miles outside Iran's 12-mile limit. Crane arms swing. The first crate lifts. And from out of the dark, two MV-2-2Bs flare hard over the Volga Star's bow, fast roping the raider team onto the deck before the Russian crew can even reach the bridge alarm. Flashbangs, flex cuffs, shouted commands in Russian and Farsi, 11 seconds to dominate the deck. The Shahid Nazeri's captain, realizing what's happening, throws his engines to full reverse and tries to break contact. Too late. A Mark 6 patrol boat that has been shadowing the operation surges from behind a tanker, blocking the Iranian vessel's escape vector. The raiders secure the cargo. They photograph everything. 47 crates. Inside the first 3, Shahed 136 airframes, fresh from the Alabuga production facility. Serial numbers still legible. Russian, Iranian bound. Caught in the act. This is the smoking gun the intelligence community has been chasing for 2 years. And then, at 0411 hours, the situation unravels. The IRGC does not accept losses quietly. From Bandar Abbas, 3 squadrons of IRGC Navy fast attack craft surge out of port. 18 vessels, each armed with C-802 anti-ship missiles and heavy machine guns. Behind them, 2 Iranian Kilo-class submarines slip their moorings. Coastal silkworm batteries on Qeshm Island activate their fire control radars, painting every American ship in the strait. And in the air, 2 squadrons of Iranian F-4 Phantoms and a flight of Su-22S scramble from Bandar Abbas Air Base. This is no longer an interdiction. This is the opening move of a regional war. From Russia, the response is colder but more dangerous. A diplomatic cable hits the State Department within minutes. The Volga Star is sovereign Russian territory under maritime law. Its boarding is an act of war. The Russian Mediterranean Squadron, currently exercising near Tartus, alters course toward the Suez Canal. A Tu-160 Blackjack bomber takes off from Engels Air Base. The chess pieces are moving on 3 continents. The raider team on the Volga Star has 6 minutes to extract before the strait becomes a missile envelope. The cargo cannot be left. The vessel cannot be sunk in international waters without escalation. Every choice leads downhill. But the Pentagon has been preparing for exactly this scenario for over a decade. The response has a name, though no one in this script will speak it. The doctrine has a rhythm, and that rhythm now begins. From the USS Abraham Lincoln, 4 F-35Cs vector toward the Iranian fast attack swarm, their AGM-158C long-range anti-ship missiles, hot in internal bays. From the USS Bataan, 2 more Ospreys lift off, carrying a marine reconnaissance element to extract the boarding team. From a Virginia-class submarine, the USS Indiana, 6 Tomahawk land attack missiles slide out of vertical launch tubes, their target packages already preloaded against IRGC coastal command nodes. They will not strike unless authorized. They are the threat in being. Above 60,000 feet, AB-1B Lancer, that has been holding over the empty quarter for 9 hours, rolls onto an attack, heading. 24 JASSM-ER cruise missiles ride in its bays, each one capable of erasing a runway, a hangar, a command bunker. For 18 hours, authorization arrives. The IRGC fast attack craft, now 30 miles from the Volga Star and closing at 38 knots, find themselves in a target-rich engagement zone. The F-35Cs release a coordinated salvo. 12 LRASMs slip into the wave tops, their distributed networking allowing them to pick targets cooperatively, ensuring no 2 missiles hit the same hull. Imagine being on those Iranian boats. The radar warning receiver screams, the horizon erupts, then nothing. Of 18 vessels, 14 are gone in under 90 seconds. The remaining 4 reverse course at full throttle. The Iranian F-4S, never updated past their 1970s avionics, never get within 40 miles of the F-35Cs. 2 are splashed by AIM-120D AMRAAMs before their pilots even see their attackers. The remaining aircraft turn for home. The Su-22S never leave Iranian airspace. The Kilo-class submarines, detected by the Indiana's spherical sonar array within seconds of getting underway, find themselves bracketed by Mark 54 lightweight torpedoes from a P-8 Poseidon overhead. Both submarines surface, white flags, crews in life vests on the deck. They will live. Their boats will not sail again this decade. While the swarm dies, the raiders complete their work. The 47 crates are airlifted to the Bataan via heavy-lift helicopter. The Volga Star is left adrift, its crew alive, its cargo gone. Its mission documented in 8,000 frame per second high-definition video that will be on every news network within 12 hours. The Shahid Nazeri is boarded, its crew detained, its captain held for questioning, and then, because deterrence requires demonstration, the B-1B releases its payload. 24 JAS SMERs streak toward pre-designated targets, not population centers, not civilian infrastructure. The Alabuga drone production line's forward staging facility, located at a remote IRGC base near Surgeon, the coastal anti-ship missile site on Keshem that lit up American ships, the command bunker that ordered the fast attack swarm. 3 minutes, 3 targets, 0 collateral damage. A surgical message written in fire. The aftermath unfolds in 43 minutes from first boarding to last impact, less time than a sitcom with commercials. Final accounting tells its own story. 47 Russian-built drones, captured intact. 18 IRGC fast attack vessels, 14 destroyed. 2 Iranian submarines, surrendered. 4 Iranian aircraft, splashed. 3 IRGC strategic facilities, eliminated. American casualties, 0. Russian casualties, 0. The Volga Star's crew, alive and detained for prisoner exchange. The strategic impact is harder to quantify but impossible to miss. The drone transfer pipeline that has fed Houthi attacks on Red Sea shipping for 2 years has been publicly exposed and physically interdicted. Russia's diplomatic deniability has evaporated under the weight of 47 serial numbers. Iran's expeditionary navy has lost a quarter of its fast attack fleet in a single night. And the world has watched, in high definition, what happens when the United States decides to enforce a red line. Here is the lesson buried in this scenario. Modern warfare is no longer about the size of your fleet or the count of your missiles. It is about information dominance, network precision, and the willingness to act inside the enemy's decision cycle. The IRGC and their Russian partners had every theoretical advantage: local waters, numerical superiority, diplomatic cover. They lost because they were transparent to American censors before they ever left port, and because every move they made had been gamed in a Pentagon simulation 100 times before reality forced their hand. The drone in the crate is meaningless if the satellite saw the crate being loaded. The fast attack boat is meaningless if the F-35 saw it leaving the harbor. The submarine is meaningless if the P-8 heard it flooding tubes. In a world of glass, opacity is the only true weapon. And the United States military, more than any force in human history, has learned to make the world transparent. So here's the question I want you sitting with tonight. If a single intercepted shipment can spiral into a regional engagement in 43 minutes, how stable is the architecture of deterrence we all rely on every day? Where is the line between interdiction and escalation, and who gets to draw it? Drop your analysis in the comments below. I read every one. If this breakdown gave you a clearer picture of how modern naval interdiction actually unfolds, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss the next scenario. Until then, stay sharp, stay curious, and remember, the quiet water is never as quiet as it looks.
The president says a Navy destroyer intercepted that sanctioned Iranian cargo ship trying to get through the U.S. blockade in the Gulf of Oman, just east of the Strait of Hormuz.
3:47 hours. Strait of Hormuz. The water is glass, black, oily, motionless. A crescent moon hangs over the Musandam Peninsula, and the only sound is the distant hum of a commercial tanker pushing through the world's most strategically vital chokepoint. 18 million barrels of oil flow through this narrow passage every single day. And tonight, something else is moving through it, something that shouldn't exist on any manifest. In 4 minutes, this stretch of water transforms into a kill box, 2 vessels, 47 crates, and a Marine Raider team that just realized this mission is no longer a simple interdiction. The clock is ticking. You're embedded with First Marine Raider Battalion, operating from the USS Bataan, an amphibious assault ship cruising in the Gulf of Oman. 26 Raiders, 2 CH, 5 3K King Stallions on standby, a Navy SEAL element holding overwatch, and somewhere in the dark below, a Virginia-class submarine listening to every heartbeat in the strait. The intelligence came from a CENTCOM fusion cell 48 hours ago.